Well, hello, mamas. Jessica Coulter here. We are going to talk about failing. All right, we're going to talk about what to do when your teen is failing a class. And as we're at the end of the year, if your teen is not doing so well in maybe one class or multiple, definitely know I've got some tips to help. Now, I don't want to call anyone out, but if this is you, or maybe this has been you before, your teen not doing so well in classes, would love to know down below. Feel free to share as much or as little as you feel comfortable with. Do also want to tell you I have something I call the Homework Buster available to you for free. There's a link in the description. Encourage you to grab that after the video because I know homework can be one of the reasons our teens fail classes. All right, so our goal today, the start of our series, is to focus on one class. Now, I know some of you are going, my teens are failing way more than one class, Jessica. Like, how can we possibly pick and choose? Like, how can that be the right idea even? Well, it's pretty simple, mamas. I will tell you that you are probably stressed out. You probably really care about your teen's grades. Now, I hope that your child also cares, is also invested in his or her own learning. But I gotta also tell you, your teen probably feels really overwhelmed. Our teens fail sometimes. They don't do their homework. They don't study for tests. They don't do well in school for the simple fact they don't know how to learn. Now, if you've been around here on Ace Cookie Tutoring for a while, you know I'm all about study skills, but the focus of today is to help you pick that class for your teen to do better in, to put all of the effort in, especially as we are wrapping up the school year, and to also help you know, okay, what can we do in the future? What are some things that are going to not let my teen fail again? So when we're talking about this one class, the reason we want one class is that feeling of overwhelm. Okay, your teen might be freaking out and stressed out just as much as you are, and there might be some things going on that prevent your teen from doing as well as he or she could, or maybe even wants to. But we also want your teen to get some of that confidence back. We want your teen to get excited about school again. We want your teen to realize, oh, I can do well in this class. And when your teen realizes that he's doing well in that one class, it's going to have a positive ripple effect. Okay, your teen is going to go, okay, well, if I can get my math grade up, then yeah, I can definitely work on English. Or wow, it's not so hard to keep track of my assignments after all. Or oh, that's what it means to study. Okay, we want your teen to start making these connections from that one class that isn't going well, that's then going to help other classes go well. So let's talk about this more. Before we do, I want to introduce myself in case you're just now joining us and maybe you just stumbled on this video. My name is Jessica Coulter, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring and Study with Jessie. I help teens love to learn through study skills. And the reason they need to know study skills is if your teen doesn't know how to study, he doesn't know how to learn. All right. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So be sure to follow, be sure to subscribe, because there will be more videos in this series, and there's already over 600 videos. So definitely lots to learn about learning, about helping your teens, and all about school. All right. So I've been mentioning this idea of one class a lot. And you might be going, Jessica, tell me there's one class. Like, is it a particular class? And the short answer here is that the class is going to be different depending on your teen. Okay, you might have a middle schooler. You might have a college student. You might even have a grad student. Okay, there are so many different grade levels that this refers to. And I will tell you, mamas, that this class needs to be something important. Okay, I would really encourage you, especially like I said, as we're at the end of the school year, to have your teen focus on something that matters for graduation. Okay, we don't want your teen focusing on like band or art. While I love those classes, I want your teen to pick something that needs to be passed for graduation. So like history or math or English or science. Okay, one of those core subjects is what needs to be the focus. Now, as to which one of those, that's when it's a little more up in the air. I would really encourage you, your teen, to have a serious conversation between yourselves in case there's something you're more passionate about. If there's something maybe you know that your teen's more willing to work on, maybe your teen loves to read, maybe your teen really is into science, find that class that you two can agree on, because we want you to be on the same page, because we want you to really accept it, mamas. One class, okay? If you had to pick one class, what class is it that you want your teen to focus on? And we want your teens to realize that, yeah, you're disappointed. Yeah, you wish your teen was doing better, but you are willing, okay, and accepting of the fact that one class is going to be the one that we pass. And hopefully more will be passed, but at least that one is what we're going to focus on. All right, I'll let everything else sit for the moment, okay? Now, I also encourage you to, once you've had your discussion, to then go talk to the teachers, to go talk to the counselors, because the counselor hopefully will have a really good idea of the transcript situation, the GPA situation. So will your child be able to take summer classes? Will your child maybe have to retake this year if it's that bad? Maybe it's just losing out on an elective next semester. Your child's counselor at school has those answers. And if not, somebody at the school definitely will. Now, I also encourage you to be mindful of the teachers. Okay, if your child is going to possibly be doing test retakes, going to be making up a lot of late work, going to be begging and pleading for extra credit or partial credit, it's really up to the teacher. Okay, so you might decide English is the class they're going to focus on, and then that teacher is the strictest teacher your teen has right now. The teacher doesn't have to accept the late work, doesn't have to be flexible. Okay, it depends on school policy, and it depends on the teacher's individual policy, depending on the district, the state, all that stuff. Okay, so be aware of that, mamas, that your teen might not get to focus on English first if that teacher is like, nope, can't make it up. Okay, so lots of tips for you there. Definitely hope I've sparked some thoughts, got you more excited, more hopeful about the rest of the year. Remember, we want to focus on one class, a class that's important for graduation, a core class. We also want your teen to get excited about learning, feel more confident, so then that one class that goes well will inspire a ripple effect that will hopefully cause other grades to go up before the end of the school year. So again, happy to be here, happy to help. And I want you to know that one of those things that your teen needs to do to get that grade up, depending on the school, but most likely there's a homework grade. So grab that homework buster at the link in my bio and the link in the description even. So your teen can stop fighting with you about homework. Okay, there's 5 tips to bust through your teen's homework objections. They're yours. Go to the link, go to my website, and get those after you join my email list. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow for part 2 to help your teen when he's failing one class, maybe more. Till tomorrow.